Hi guys, welcome back to Tarot and Beyond. Today we are doing a psychic channeled messages that you need to hear right now reading. So we have 3 piles here. Pile number 1 has lapis lazuli, pile number 2 has a scarab, and pile number 3 has, I'm not sure what this is, but it was called to the reading. So if you know what this is, comment it down below. So choose the pile or piles that resonate with you or that seem to be calling you using your intuition to receive the channeled psychic messages that you need to hear right now. Use the timestamps down below in the description box or pinned in the comments below to jump ahead to your reading. And we'll see you there. All right, hi pile number 1. If you chose the lapis lazuli, let's go ahead and take a look at your cards to see what channeled messages are wanting to come through for you right now. You have the Relief and Repair card, 36, Ascended Master Mataji, and Crimson Cuprite, Crystal Master number 333. Actually, let me put that right in the center here. You have a leg up in reverse. Actually, they're telling me to take it upright, so I will. A leg up. You have a new start is coming, which is the new moon energy. You know what to do, Archangel Uriel. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. And take your power back, Archangel Raziel. Use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. All right, so we will get clarifiers, but before we do, I'm going to tune into the energies of these cards and to the Ascended Masters and Angels that are wanting to connect and channel these messages through, and we will see what comes up. All right, so pile number 1, I see that you have a lot of support coming in right now energetically at soul level. So you have several different guides, angels, Ascended Masters that are coming forward at this time. Some of them are here on the table. Obviously, we have Archangel Uriel and Raziel, but I'm seeing more than that and specific guides and angels that are working with each one of you based on your personal needs. So archangels are definitely great energies to utilize if you feel called to them, but you do have these more personal level angels, guides, and masters that you each are working with. So I'm seeing that some of you have been going through a really hard time and you've been struggling. I feel it mostly in the solar plexus, and I'm seeing somebody like just having a hard time getting up and moving. So this may be a physical disability or chronic illness, or this could be just representing having a hard time kind of getting things into motion or having a hard time getting motivated or taking action. I see somebody crying out for help. So somebody's been asking for help. Somebody's been praying, possibly. Maybe you've been setting intentions, or maybe in your moments of need, you've just kind of thought, I need help. Like, somebody help me, like, make this stop kind of thing, or tell me what to do. Spirit is trying to give you a leg up. Spirit is trying to bring you relief and repair. They're trying to provide you, quite literally, this new start. So let's see what that's going to look like for you. Okay, I see someone getting up out of bed, walking through the house and getting out into the car. I see somebody driving somewhere. And there's a sense of determination, like, I know where I'm going, I know where I need to be right now. And you weren't lying in bed, like you hadn't just woken up. It was like you were lying in bed because your energy was so low and you were just taking a break, or you were just resting. And then you get up and you go out, you're like, I know what I need to do. Oh, okay, so the angels and guides here are trying to get you to rest and close your eyes, prioritize your care. And as you slow down, they're going to bring in these messages and these intuitive hits that are going to help you to determine what you need to do. And so it's like I saw that person lying down in bed and resting, and then all of a sudden they got up with determination, like, okay, I know what I need to do. I know where I need to go. So they're trying to provide you with a sense of direction. If this is not like a literal scene that I'm seeing from one of you that's watching the video, or maybe for many of you, then this is more of a symbol. This is more symbolic and is in regard to you being able to have that sense of clarity in the moment, to be able to take action and to find that direction, or to create that direction and some momentum that will take you through that process. Yeah, the issue has been that if you are in fear or if you are in pain, it's very hard to communicate with you, is what your angels and guides are saying. They are having a hard time getting the messages through to you. So you're asking for help and they're trying to provide it, but they cannot bypass your free will. They can't force you to do anything, and they can't get you to slow down and to quiet your mind so that they can drop in these divinely guided ideas or intuitive knowings. So they're trying to do that, but when you're busy and you're in pain, it's really hard, right? It's hard to clear away that fog and to see things clearly and to have a peaceful mind, which is what's needed here. You can also try to raise your vibration, but again, they're saying that that's been really hard for you. If you were called to this pile, it's because there's been you've had some issues going on that have kind of prevented you from slowing down, feeling calm, and then being able to rest and receive these messages. So they're trying to send it to you. So they brought you here to this reading so that I could help to translate and be the middleman here, quite literally the medium, because that's what I do. I'm a professional psychic medium, Akashic reader, energy healer, etc., etc. So this is what they want to tell you. The little ideas that you've had in the back of your mind are divinely guided. These are prompts from your intuition, your higher self, and your guides directing you to locations and particular individuals who will support you on your healing journey. We are trying to provide you with the opportunities for you to heal. It is difficult for us to transmit this message and for it to be received with clarity. We are providing this message to you today to support you in knowing that when you have these thoughts and when you have these ideas, they are not simply your own, they are sent to you. And when you feel that these hold truth and you know what to do, we ask you, please, dear one, take action. We will provide you with the energy that you need to get up and to get moving. We will be with you there every single step of the way. We love you, dear one. We are always on your side. We have seen you struggle. We have seen you in pain. We have felt your pain, for we are one. We stand beside you, not out of obligation, but out of divine love. You are our brother. You are our sister. You are our friend. You are our family. We love you. As you begin to take action, you will see these transitions occur. You will feel very clearly the shifts that are happening. You will see the solutions begin to present themselves one at a time. But don't rush. Have patience. We must take you one step at a time. All right, so they were very much sort of in me at that moment, and they just kind of stepped back after they said that. But they're still showing me what each step is going to entail, not specifics, but more so just that the momentum will begin to carry you forward, and the trust that you have after you take that first step is going to help to confirm and build confidence within you so that you can start continuing, or rather that you can continue to move in the directions that they're guiding you. Okay, there's a couple of different people that I'm tuning into right now. Somebody feels overwhelmed. I hear somebody saying, I've tried everything. I don't know what else to do. I don't know where to start. It's all confusing. Okay, so again, your guides are coming in and letting you know that they're going to take you to the most important priority step. They're going to prompt you to do that, and then when you do, they're going to take you to the next one. So they're just going to guide you one single step at a time. So don't worry about the bigger picture. Don't worry about what the solution is at the end of this road. Just focus on these very small incremental actions and movements. That's what's going to help you to progress. And that's what's going to help you to start energetically shifting. And that's also going to make it easier for you to receive this guidance for yourself. Because the higher your frequency gets, the more that you are trusting, the more that you are seeing those changes start to come up. So when you're feeling a bit of relief, when you're feeling less pain or less frustration or less overwhelm, that is when your vibration is going to start to rise, and you will be able to much more easily connect to your guides. So if our guides are very, very high frequency, like they're all the way up here, and if we're in pain and we're suffering, we're down here. So they try to communicate with us, but we're also shrouded in like this barrier that's very hard for them to get through. So we have to bring ourselves up and gain clarity so that we can be on a similar frequency, and that message can get across much better. It's like tuning to the right station on the radio to hear the message. But the problem is that pain and suffering and frustration and anger and all of these denser energy emotions are going to make static that interrupts the message, or that takes you off of the channel that the message is trying to come through on. So that's why they've guided you here today, so that you could receive it in a much more direct and plain English kind of way, is what they just said. Like, we're going to speak it to you in plain English because the telepathic energetic frequency is not, that message is not getting across. Your guides also want you to know that, as they were saying, and as I was picking up on even before that, just based on my own experience working with my higher self, working with my guides, I know that I will receive intuitive hits as if they are my own ideas. And the only reason that I can tell the difference now is because I see the synchronicities play out, or I will telepathically channel and connect to my higher self or to my specific personal guides, and I'll have a conversation with them because I'm clairaudient, so I can actually hear their voices in my head and speak to them as well telepathically. So I will ask them, hey, was this you? Or what was this message about? And I'll get clarity. But even then, sometimes I won't get all of the message. It's like they kind of string you along a little bit, like not in a bad way. They won't give you all the information up front because that would bypass some level of your free will. So every positive oriented guide, angel, aspect of self is always going to respect your free will and the free will that your soul chose for you before you came in. So they won't interrupt anything that's meant to be that way, even if it's not fun, but they will guide and support you and help you to get through it as easily as possible. Okay, so now I'm being called to grab some cards. So we'll get some additional messages here from the tarot. What does pile number 1 need to know about healing? Because it does seem to be in regard to healing. Yeah, okay. They're just, look at that. Look at that confirmation. The 4 of Swords is rest. So that's what I was seeing. Somebody lying down in bed, resting and receiving this message, which is the Knight of Swords, a messenger. And it's fast moving telepathic mental energy because swords do represent the mind. So when you rest your mind, you will quickly receive this information, and you might not hear it verbally. You might not see it as a vision. It's different for everyone. It really depends on your soul type, your soul expression, how advanced you are in terms of these types of psychic senses. But I want you to know that if you rest, not only is that just going to clear your mind and help you to recuperate physically as well, like it's not just a mental thing, it's also resting for your body to be able to repair. But as you rest, you will have these ideas. So think of them that way. It's like an idea, an inspiration, some kind of an epiphany, or just a very clear sort of prompt or nudge that feels like it's directing you towards something. So you just want to listen to those. That's how you can begin to work directly with your spirit guides, with your higher self, because you can more clearly see the connection between these quote unquote thoughts. I mean, they are thoughts, but they're not necessarily your own, and how the actions that you put into the ideas or the inspirations that come with those thoughts will result in good things for you, which will help you to find your path. So this is really bringing a new beginning for you, really powerful new beginning of relief and repair and healing. Some of you already may know what to do. Maybe you've received this message already and you just didn't believe that it was a message from your spirit guides. Maybe you just thought that it was an idea that you had. But now that you've come to this video and they've confirmed that it's actually from them, you can start taking your power back by putting things into motion. Because that's what I'm seeing here, is that a lot of you or some of you have really had a hard time feeling disempowered. So again, it's like not having the energy, the physical body kind of being in a position of illness or in a position of discomfort or pain, or just not feeling grounded, not feeling connected. So this is taking your power back is really going to be, again, resting, receiving this help and guidance, which is this leg up, and then you know what to do. It's like act on it, seeing it clearly, and then being able to put it into action. And then at the bottom of the deck, you have the Ace of Pentacles. So this is the new start energy that we're seeing here. It's like a seed of hope. It's a gift that's being offered to you by your guides. They're trying to bring you something tangible, because pentacles are very physically based. So they're trying to bring you something tangible so that you will, first of all, trust yourself and your intuition, and also that you will feel more confident taking these steps and going a little bit outside of your comfort zone, because trusting these types of messages will most likely initially feel a little bit uncomfortable, because you do kind of have to just trust and just see if it plays into anything else. But they're trying to bring you healing. I'm seeing this as like almost an offering of something physical that's going to help you. So for some of you, this could be some kind of a supplement or a pill or some kind of a treatment that is being offered to you. So if it's a physical health issue that you're struggling with, this pentacle is representing something that you're physically going to be kind of like handed, or that you're going to be physically taking, and that will actually help. So trust your inner guidance in regard to that. Whatever you need is going to be provided. That's very, very clear here. They're making it as clear as possible that you are so supported, so loved, and that they really want to bring you this support and healing in whichever way is going to serve you at soul level. So kind of put your mind to the side a little bit, and your predispositions or your restrictive thought patterns, and just be open to receive these epiphanies or ideas. And then just kind of like humor them. You know what I mean? Like humor them, like, okay, yeah, I'll try this, I'll see. And then you go and you're like, oh, actually this did help. And I did receive some information that I needed, and I am going to be able to implement that. So as you begin taking action and trusting yourself and your intuition and that guidance that does come through, and you start seeing good results, you're taking your power back. You're taking your power back, because you're stepping back into your divinity. That's the key here. Okay, so that is what I see for you, pile number 1. I am sending you so much healing energy so that you can rest and heal and find relief and be able to physically repair, and also raise your vibration so that you can communicate with your guides and receive these messages in very, very real time, super quick. Okay. If you are looking to do some energy healing or anything like that, that can help you to raise your frequency and to receive these messages for yourself more easily, I do have psychic energy reading and healing sessions available. You can find them on my website, which is linked below in the description box. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more readings like this, and in various other forms as well. I'm looking forward to connecting with you again energetically through these readings. Sending you so much love. Bye. All right, hi pile number 2. Welcome to your psychic channeled messages reading. It's interesting because I was just setting up the table here and laying out your pile, and I noticed that the scarab that you've chosen here to represent your pile is also represented here on the back of this primary oracle card. So I just found that really interesting. There does seem to be a connection to ancient Egypt, but let's see what comes up in your reading. So you have the Tiger Spirit Rises, Archangel Adnachiel, and Tiger's Eye. You have poised. Show the world the real you, which is the full moon in Aquarius. Outdoors, Archangel Jophiel. Go outside, get some fresh air, and connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas. And you have gifts from God, Archangel Sandalphon. We angels bring you gifts from your Creator. Open your arms to receive. All right, let me just reposition these cards. All right, so we will get some clarifiers, but before we do, I just want to take a look at your cards that you have here already to see what messages I'm picking up on initially. Okay, so pile number 2, what I am seeing here is that you're about to go through, or you're currently going through, a preparation for a transformation. Now, it does feel like you are in a good position to be able to be in a position of power. So I see you stepping fully into your gifts. I mean, they're saying that here with show the world the real you and gifts from God. The tiger spirit is rising within you, which is courage. And it's that capacity to put yourself out there, quite literally with the outdoors card as well. You're poised in a good position on this pedestal, putting yourself up in a position where you can be seen, where people can connect with you, and where you can provide the natural gifts that you just happen to have. So let's take a look at what those might be and what your specific channeled messages are today from Spirit. So I'm just going to tune in. Okay, so right away, I'm seeing somebody up on a stage. I'm seeing somebody performing. Now, this could be literal or this could be symbolic. But what I'm getting the sense of here is that you have a creative expression that has been possibly repressed, or that you've been honing for a long time that maybe hasn't gotten the publicity or recognition or public view that you are desiring. And it's not that you're looking for the fame of it. It's not that you're looking for just the attention. It's more so the position to be able to share your gifts more openly and to be supported in turn for sharing those gifts. So that's what I'm seeing here for you, pile number 2, is that this message is very much centered around your capacity to express yourself. It's putting yourself in a position where you can be seen. So let me see what your guides are saying for you in regard to this situation. Yeah, they're saying it's time for you to step into your power. It is time for you to take center stage, to show your gifts, to be in the spotlight, to dance your dance, to perform what you have practiced for so many lifetimes. You know this skill inside and out, and you have developed it consciously in this lifetime. The power that lies within you is divinely guided to be expressed. It will support others and awaken parts of them that had lain dormant or that they had long forgotten. As you express your divine gifts, you honor and allow others to begin to express theirs as well. Enjoying what you do brings a satisfaction deeper than any accolades or accomplishments on the outside can possibly meet. Knowing that you have expressed yourself in a way that is true from a deep space within you is much more fulfilling than anything the outside world can offer. And yet you are encouraged to venture out into this outside world and to expand your capacity to share yourself and your gifts with the world, as this will provide the support needed for you to continue on this path. We have placed opportunities around and about you at every angle. No matter which direction you choose, it will be aligned with this divine expression. We await your choice with joy and support, as we know that you are being you. Wow, pile number 2. So this is who you came here to be. You're not meant to play small. You're not meant to stand in the background or in the darkness or be off stage or behind the scenes. For those of you who chose this pile, you are meant to be front and center. And for some of you, that may feel uncomfortable. Not everybody who's meant to be on stage is necessarily an extrovert or somebody who feels comfortable doing that. But because it's aligned with your divine gift, this is something that is being encouraged and it is being supported. Again, like they said, from multiple different angles. It's like whatever you choose, it's going to be in alignment because you've set this up for yourself this way. And it's just something that is rising within you. Like that's the tiger spirit rises. I can feel it like bubbling to the surface. It's like something's got to give. It's going to boil over. And when it does, it's just going to be beautiful. So you're really in a good position right now, pile number 2, to start showing the real you, to start putting yourself out there. So if you've been having ideas about performing or starting something or making something more public, then this is the confirmation from your guides and from your higher self as well to just go ahead with it. Even if it's scary, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if there's challenges that come along with that, they're saying just go ahead. And it's going to help you not only to continue developing this skill or this gift or this expression, but it's also going to give you renewed sense of creative passion. So it's like as you do this in a more overt way, it helps you to tap into that. It gives you a renewed artistic expression. Really cool. And this doesn't have to be an artistic thing. That's the example that I'm being shown, right? Like an actor or a singer or somebody who's up on stage, but it doesn't have to be specifically art focused. This could be anything. It could be a business idea. It could be something that you just want to do because you find it enjoyable, but maybe it hasn't been something you've necessarily felt comfortable showing up as in the past because maybe people wouldn't understand it, or you're afraid that they might judge you or they might misunderstand it. So this is where that courage really comes into play here. And Archangel Adnakiel, I hope I'm saying that right, is helping you to create and cultivate that courage within you so that you can get up here and put yourself in this position without fearing that you're going to be knocked off balance. Isn't that funny how everything always happens that way? Show the world the real you. It's time to get out there. It's time to share your gift. It's time to be heard. It's time to be seen. It's time to make this public, pile number 2. So let's get some clarifiers for you. What does pile number 2 need to do? Nope, it's not those. What does pile number 2 need to do to be able to show these gifts, to be able to put themselves out there? What do they need to do? What does pile number 2 need to do? Okay. Actually, do it one at a time. You have the 5 of Wands. Okay. And the 5 of Swords, you've got 2 5s in a row. That's significant, and we will talk about that. You have the Page of Wands as well. Interesting. The 2 of Pentacles. And the Justice card. All right. So pile number 2, what I'm seeing with these tarot cards giving us some clarification here is that, first of all, it might feel challenging. That's what I was picking up on. It's like there's some resistance, or you're scared that other people are going to reject what you have to do or say. You might feel like you're in competition with other people, like there's so many people in your field that are doing the same thing, or, it's like there's other... using the same example that we were being shown before, it's like there's competing actors that are what's the word? Not interviewing, auditioning, that are auditioning for this role that you want. And so you do feel like there's competition, and there's also judgment. You're being judged in the sense that, your skills are being scrutinized. You might be being even criticized or critiqued, I should say, to, consider if you're the right fit for this role or if you can handle this position or something like that. But what they're guiding you to do is to move past all of this, put that in your rear view mirror, quite literally, because the Page of Wands is moving in the opposite direction here towards this balance, because both of these represent balance here with the scales and with the infinity sign. Twos themselves are balance. And look at that. You've got 2. And justice is 11, which is like the same number. It looks like a 2, right? Okay, so you've got conflict and challenge and upheaval in the past. And they're saying, just don't pay attention to that. Don't take a look at that. Don't focus on that. Just keep focusing on your ideals and your creative expression and what you find interesting and what you're passionate about, because that's what's going to help you to be more optimistic. And that's what the Page of Wands represents. He's willing to take risks. He's willing to put himself out there. He's the most adventurous of the pages, and he quite literally, you can see, oh, look at that. This is where Egypt is coming in. The pyramids in the background. See, he's the travel one. He likes to go and explore. He likes to adventure. He likes to learn new things through experience. It's very Sagittarian type of energy, or 9th house type of energy. So if you've been looking to get out into the world, this might actually mean traveling. Maybe you're going to be going somewhere that's going to give you these creative ideas that you can then express. I do see some ups and downs here. It does feel like there are some challenges that are kind of involved in this process. The pyramids in the background, and then these wavy, the wavy waves, the waves in the background of the 2 of Pentacles. It's like you're trying to find balance, and there may be some ups and downs. There may be some things that you kind of need to reorient a little bit, especially if your focus in the past has been on the conflict, the competition, the challenges. Then again, it's going to be a little bit of an up and down to try and find some balance and focus yourself in the other direction. But that's what justice is here to help you do. It's here to help you to stay present in the moment and focus on what's important to you now. And this is very Aquarian energy. It's technically Libra, but it's air sign. So it's very mental, it's very logical, it's very rational. And in that, it's able to create more balance than, say, for example, getting emotionally overwhelmed or feeling creatively repressed. So these are gifts from God that they need to be expressed. They need to be used. They're not meant to sit dormant within you. They're not meant to sit on the back burner while you go about your life in a mundane type of way. Not that there's anything wrong with mundanity, but really just doing something unfulfilling while you have this amazing gift on the back burner. It's like, but why would you do that? And at the human level, we go, well, because there's, how am I going to make money? Or, what are people going to think? Or how am I going to do that? Or I still have all these skills to learn, practically speaking, or I need to get documentation to be able to do that, or I need to get certified. So there's always these hoops to jump through as humans, but the soul doesn't care about all that. The soul just knows that it's here to do something, and it needs to express that. And when you choose to agree with the soul and say, yeah, okay, let's just go ahead and do it, despite all of these perceived restrictions, obligations, challenges, etc., it's like the soul will clear the path. And that's what your guides were saying. They were quite literally saying that no matter what direction you choose, if you're choosing to express this gift, any direction you're going to go, you're going to hit opportunities. So they're going to back you up. They're going to make sure that you've got what you need. They're going to make sure that as long as you're operating from that intention of, okay, you know what, I'm going to swallow my fear. I'm going to turn that into courage, and I'm going to take the first step. I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to, or start doing the things that will help you to do that, right? Maybe you do need to get certified. Maybe you do need to get some kind of documentation. Maybe you do need some experience. Maybe you need to learn something to help you to put this into a practice. Like, let's say that you have such a creative mind and you want to paint a painting or draw a picture or write a book, but you don't have the practical skills yet to be able to actually do that. So you do need to go take an art class, or you do need to go study literature and writing and plot structure, right? There are some very sort of like task-oriented things and skills that still may need to be developed, but that doesn't mean that you don't have the God-given gift. It's just like a diamond in the rough. And yes, it will require a little bit of polishing. And that's, I think, maybe where this challenge and this conflict can feel very abrasive. But you do need to abrade yourself, or you do need to abrade a diamond to be able to get it to be very refined. So don't look at those things as challenges. Look at those things as opportunities for you to hone and refine your gift so that you can shine brightly in the world. Refract that beautiful light through you and shine that rainbow out into the world. So whatever it is that you're wanting to do, you're supported here. It's very much aligned with you at soul level. It's just going to take some courage and some transcendence of some of those challenges and fears to be able to really put this into action. But you're in a good position to be able to do this. Now, I do want to tune in and ask your guides about Egypt. What is this connection to Egypt? Can we be shown that, please? Okay, so there's a couple of things. Number one, it represents sacredness. So the arts were very much revered in Egypt is what they're showing me. And I've lived a couple of lifetimes in Egypt. If you want to see this, more of the details on that, you can check out my past lives video on my other YouTube channel, To Kitty and Beyond. It's linked in the description box below. But what they're showing me is that in Egypt, not only was artistic expression revered because it was considered to be a god expression, or it was considered to be of the gods. If you were gifted or talented at something, you were considered to be blessed by the gods. The other aspect of this is that because of that perception, because of that focus, we still kind of think like that in our day and age, but it's much less literal. We don't think that person is literally blessed by God, but it's actually more true than not, because when we're looking at divine gifts, these are your God expressions, really. It's not that you've been blessed by God or gods. It's that this is how your God self expresses itself into physical form. And this is the natural primary energy. So every soul has a primary energy, and some souls have a secondary energy as well. And that primary energy is expressed as your divine gift. And we look at that in the soul realignment readings I do, the Akashic readings that I provide as a one-on-one service. But in ancient Egypt, they understood that. And so they very much honored and revered that. And they had a huge support for the arts. So people who were blessed in that way were given every opportunity to be able to step into that without any kind of like restrictions or red tape or limitations. They were just really encouraged, like, yes, go into that. Oh my God, that's amazing. That's your divine expression, that you're blessed by God or the gods. You're meant to be doing that. So the people were much more in support. Whereas in this day and age, there's this idea of the starving artist, or there's this idea of, if you're in your power, then you're doing it only for money or something like that, or you're doing it only for the fame, and it's all ego-based, which is not true. It's just not true in most cases, or at least in this one. Maybe it is in some cases, but for you, it's not true, pile 2. You're here to express this gift from God. You're not doing it for vanity reasons. You're not doing it because you want to boost your ego or get attention. You're doing it because it feels aligned for you, because it's part of your divine expression, and it fulfills you. It fills you with vital force energy, quite literally, because as you use your primary energy in an aligned way, you receive and create vital force energy, which is the energy that upholds your physical creation, your body, your health, your finances, your romance, your passion, your creative expression as well. So yeah, it's definitely a good thing to do. And that also creates positive results and circumstances in your life. Yeah, it's basically just having trust and faith to be able to take the next steps in this path, because I do feel like you've already been nudged along this path a little ways here, so you're not like at the very beginning, but there's some additional sort of balancing to do here so that you can actually begin, so that you can actually put this into practice or see some results come from this. And that balancing does come down to removing any people in your life that are challenging you or opposing your ideas, or maybe just not telling them. Don't tell, just show. Don't tell people, I'm going to go apply for this position, or I'm going to go try out for this this performance. I'm going to go do that. Like, don't tell anybody, just go do it. And then when you're already doing it, they're going to go, oh, wow, that's amazing. But if you told them beforehand, they might say, well, do you think that's really realistic? Or are you really going to be able to make any money with that? Or, oh, you're going after fame? Really? I wouldn't have expected that of you. So this is the type of energy that these two cards are coming here with. So just don't tell people if it doesn't feel like they're going to be able to support you in that way. And sometimes it's the people you love the most that you want to tell because you're excited, but they're only going to perceive it from their level of awareness, right? They might distort the truth of your calling because it's not theirs. And so they won't understand it. Or because if it was something that resonated with them at some point and they put that on the back burner and denied themselves that and restricted their own expression, then they're going to project that onto you because they fear their own failure. They fear their own restrictions, and they've been living in that as their truth. So they're going to, that's the filter through which they're going to see your truth, which is not true. So trust your inner knowing, trust your truth, feel into the joy and the passion and the creativity and the ideas that you have, because those are what are meant to be shared with the world. They're meant to be out in the world. You're meant to be your authentic self, despite what anybody else thinks or says or does. And then once you get to that point where you're more confident, because it's just rising now, like you're not fully there yet, but you're in a good position to get there. So once you get to that position of feeling really good and confident in your skills and abilities, or maybe you got that position, or you got that role, or you created that thing, well, now people are coming and celebrating you. So isn't it funny how people work sometimes? So support yourself here and know that spirit is supporting you big time, pile 2. Really big. Like they are on your side. They're surrounding you with opportunities again. So just feel into it and choose the one that feels right for you, because there's no wrong answer here. There really isn't. So follow your path, even if there's a bit of dissonance, even if there's a bit of ups and downs or challenges, you're going to come out of it karmically balanced. Because when you follow your truth, when you follow your natural divine expression, things balance out. It's like you've got the sword of truth with you. So they balance out. And you're not creating negative karma by denying your divine expression. Okay? So this is what I see for you, pile number 2. Very interesting reading. I definitely encourage you to, just really let your spirit shine. Let your spirit rise. Let yourself be you, and put yourself out there. All right, so I'm sending you so much love and blessings to help you to do this. I hope that you can feel my energy and support, and that you can feel your spirit guides' energy and support as well to take those opportunities and to put yourself out there. And if you are looking to learn about your divine soul expression, your primary energy, and how to use that more efficiently and functionally, I do provide one-on-one Akashic readings via Zoom. It's the soul realignment modality of Akashic reading, and we go into all sorts of different things there as well. So you can check out the details and pricing of all of my different services on my website, which I will link below in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking this video if this resonated with you, and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more pick a card videos like this. I look forward to connecting with your energy again in the future. Much love. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your psychic channeled messages reading. So I still don't know what this crystal actually is, and I hope that you can see it. It's got some blue and purple. It does feel like a very psychic energy. That's why I believe it was drawn to the reading. So if you know what this crystal is named, please leave it in the comment section below so that I can look it up and find out what the meaning is of this or what the spiritual properties are. I just go based on it intuitively. All right, so let's take a look at your cards. You have From Word to World, Goddess Saraswati and Ammonite. Time to Go. Take time to breathe out, the disseminating moon. And you also have moon cycles. Archangel Haniel, notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations, and capitalize upon these cycles. And you have a hello from heaven, Archangel Azrael. Your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. All right, pile number 3. So I do see a lot of connection to the divine here. I see a lot of psychic energy in your reading, and not just because this is a psychic channeled messages reading. Like, I'm picking up on a lot of psychic energy from you, and you're very connected to the divine. So you may actually be a psychic channel or a reader or somebody who meditates regularly and is, connecting in some way with your extrasensory abilities or with the higher realms, the spirit realm. You may feel the energy of the moon very strongly as well, and you may capitalize on that. So for example, if you resonate with like witchcraft or practice, then this would be ritualizing around the full moons. So putting crystals out to absorb full moon energy, doing cleansing rituals, things like that. So I do see that if that is the case, you are being supported by your ancestors on the other side. And even if it's not the case, you're still being protected and supported by your ancestors and by your guides. I do see, again, it's like from word to world, you're able to connect from different aspects of yourself. You're a very enlightened individual, highly spiritual. And I'm not just saying that because you were drawn to this reading. It's something that I'm feeling from you. I do feel like your guides are kind of encouraging you to walk away from something. Obviously, we have time to go and take time to breathe out. These are both very closure. I'm hearing the word closure in my head. You're needing to get closure, or using those moon cycles to release things is going to be helpful here. So let me just tune in to your guides and to the psychic messages that want to come through for you, pile 3. Okay, so the first thing I heard as soon as I tuned in was they aren't following their path. Okay, so there's something here that even though you're very spiritual and you're very connected and tuned in, and you receive that guidance, it's almost like your intuition is telling you something, but you haven't been listening. Pile number 3. You've been having a hard time either putting that into practice or trusting that what's coming through needs to be applied, or that you're ready to apply it. So you might have an attachment to something, even though your intuition is telling you to let it go. You might have grown comfortable in a situation that is no longer aligned with you at soul level. And so your guidance and that intuition is kind of nudging you away from it. But your human mind or your ego is kind of like, no, but I like it. I'm comfy here. Don't make me move. I just peeked over here and it said, let go of worries right where my eyes fell on. So yeah, release those worries about, well, what if this happens or that happens? It's like, take a breath, exhale, just let it go, and trust that inhale of that breath is going to come in as well. You are very powerful. Your ability to manifest and to create is strong because your connection to the divine is really, it's solid. So from word to world is also speaking to me here of being able to create your reality, being able to manifest. So maybe you're into doing affirmations or saying things out loud, or maybe you're doing some subconscious reprogramming or something like that is helping you to manifest or set into intention. I just heard the word scripting as well. So if you write down what you're seeking to manifest, it's like from word to world, it's manifested from the word into your physical circumstances. So I think what your guides are really encouraging here is that first of all, you're being guided to capitalize upon the natural cycles of time and progression. The more that you resist that, the harder things will get. The other aspect of this is to focus on what you do want, on trusting that will come in, and that knowing your power here is really in your cycles of evolution. So just allow yourself to grow, because if you stop your growth, you're going to get stuck. And it can be painful when you're stuck. So Ammonite here is feeling to me as though it's like the cycles of life. It's this Fibonacci sequence of growth. So as we expand in a sacred geometric pattern. And that's what the cycles of the moon represent here as well. It's like these patterns or cycles of time that are divinely ordered and structured. And if we go against that, like if we feel it's time to go and we don't go, we get stuck. It feels stagnant. It can create limitations and restrictions in all areas of life because one area is naturally going to play out into the others because it's all connected. Okay, so let me tune into your guides again and see if they have any specific messages. You don't need to know where you're going. You just need to trust your evolution is assured. Your heart will guide you in the direction that will suffice. We know that letting go of the old may be scary or uncomfortable, but we see the larger picture of the unfolding events within your life. And we wish for you to know that there is better and more to come. Preventing yourself from taking these steps will only hinder your growth. Taking a back seat in your own life will bring you to destinations you did not intend to be. Finding your own direction is creating your own reality. Know that the blessings that you desire are within reach. Should you choose to release that which you currently are and have, to allow space to open for the reception of that which you truly desire. Okay. So I do want to get some clarifiers for you, pile number 3. Let's take a look. What does pile number 3 need to know? You have the 6 of Pentacles. I'm going to put that over here. Does pile number 3 need to know from their spirit guides? King of Cups. And the 9 of Pentacles. Or sorry, 9 of Swords. That's interesting that I said the 9 of Pentacles, which is an extremely positive and abundant self-created energy, and it's being able to rest and relax and enjoy the comforts of the life that you've created and cultivated, whereas the 9 of Swords is the opposite of that. It's the stress and worry and fear and restlessness that comes from not having a clear sense of direction or having too much going on in your mind. Okay. The 4 of Cups. Yeah, to accept something new, you've got to be willing to let go of something that you had before. He's looking at the 3 cups that he has in front of him, and even though he's not fully satisfied with them, he's not looking for that new opportunity. He's not seizing that new cup because he hasn't let go of what came before. So in this example here, the story that usually comes to mind is of an adolescent who has enjoyed the freedom of, socializing and partying and kind of having lack of responsibility and just having a good time and having fun. And then as they mature and as they, grow, they are needing to take more responsibility in life. And ultimately, that responsibility can feel uncomfortable to someone who's been so sort of carefree and irresponsible in a sense. But the responsibility comes with power, and that power allows this person to actually create much more stable fulfillment in the long run. So this is the 4 of Cups energy that I'm seeing for you here. It's like if you've been having a hard time letting go of something that once brought you comfort or that you once felt a sense of connection to, because the next stage is going to require some level of release, letting go, surrendering, going with the flow that doesn't feel comfortable or natural to you, or because it's requiring you to take on more responsibility as you grow and mature. This could be what's causing the resistance, but they're showing, there's balance here in being able to let go, being able to just release things that, especially, if you have more than enough of it, just let it go and something more will come in. It's an act of receiving to give in that sense. And you have the 3 of Swords as well, pile number 3. So this 3 of Swords energy tells me that you've been quite stressed about this, or you've been hurt in the past or betrayed, or you've had disappointments that occurred, which have kind of left you a little bit resistant to letting go of things. So you might have been worried. This is just a lot of worry. It's like your heart is worried and your head is worried. So that's why they keep saying, your loved ones in heaven, your guides, your ancestors, your angels, your higher self, they're all saying the same thing, like, let go of these worries. Open up your hand, let go of that thing that you're clutching onto. Open up your hand to receive what it is that's going to be truly, truly aligned with you. And that's going to give you the capacity to give and receive even more in a very natural inflow, outflow. It's like the breathe in, breathe out, right? If we want oxygen, we don't breathe in and then hold it. We breathe in and we breathe out, knowing that it's within our control to take that next breath. And it's often not even necessarily a sense of conscious control. It just happens. So this is the natural cycles of the universe. It just happens. And again, if we resist that, we're going to put ourselves in a position of stress. Like if you're trying to intake oxygen, but you're only breathing in, you're going to start panicking because you're not getting the oxygen that you need. You're trying to get the oxygen you need, but you're not doing it in the way that is actually going to provide that. So that's what I'm seeing here for you, pile number 3. Oh, my camera seems to be overheating. It's almost like you might be overheating. It's like you're stressed out about all of this and you're worried that nothing's going to come of this or that things aren't going to work out the way that you hoped that they would. So if that is the case, just know that these are natural cycles that need to occur, and it is important for you to open up and move through them with grace. Allow that fear and that worry to be held by the divine, because that is what's going to help you move through this with less turbulence, with less resistance. The support that you have on the other side is there to help you. It is there to assist your human self as it goes through this journey, because the soul is more willing to release than the human self is. The human self gets attached to things because it's a finite expression of our fractalized self. So being able to understand that, asking for assistance at soul level from your higher self or from your guides or these loved ones who are clearly here wanting to support you is going to help to feel a little more comfortable in releasing some of this fear or pain around things that may have not gone well in the past, or in areas of your life where that growth was painful. It doesn't have to be that way this time. It can be a smooth transition. It doesn't have to be as painful as those growth cycles of the past were. I do see that as you participate in this more consciously and actively, the easier and with less resistance these transitions will take place. So the more that you hold on, the harder you're making it on yourself. The sooner that you are to surrender and just trust this process and honor these cycles as you intuitively connect to them, the easier and the more stability this is going to bring to you. There's going to be a lot more sense of control as well, because even though you're surrendering, it seems like it's the opposite, right? Like if we surrender, it feels like we have less control, but it's actually the other way around, because when it comes to spiritual concepts, it's all paradox, my friends. So when it comes to releasing in this sense, you're actually surrendering to a higher power and control within you. And that power and control is in alignment with that divine order. So it becomes way easier to feel a sense of control in a more detached way. Yeah, I do see some emotional healing being needed for you here. And there may be some fear around money. There may be some fear around letting go of things that you've loved in the past. Like, where's the next payment going to come from? Or where, like, if I let go of this relationship, am I going to find another one, or am I going to be alone forever? It's like, just relax and trust your natural growth. And they're showing me the hermit crab. It's like a hermit crab that abandons their old shell because it's grown too small. They don't fear that they're not going to find a new one. They just feel that restriction and they get out. Like it's not even a question. And then they just go and they find another shell, and whatever that happens to be. Hermit crabs will actually sometimes line up on the beach, and they will all sort of abandon their shells at around the same time, and then they'll move up to the next largest shell. So that's like these natural cycles of progression of time that are bringing you into different stages of your growth. Each old version is going to make room for the new version, and subsequently after that, same cycle. So it's like, if you're worried about not getting what you are needing or desiring in that bigger, larger growth cycle for yourself, don't worry about it because it's already there. You just need to step into it. But first, to step into it, you got to step out of what you're in now. And you might need to grow through the darkness here. You might need to just trust this pattern because it's like you can't see it clearly, even though you're so psychic and intuitive. It's like there's something that is obscuring this, and it might be this fear from the past. It might be this heartache and this grief even of letting go of certain things that you do enjoy or certain things that have a lot of emotional or sentimental value to you. Ultimately, you're going to, like the lotus flower does, grow through the mud and the darkness up into the light, and you're going to be able to receive that light in a way that you've never even imagined. So it's going to be worth it, but you've just got to like dip your toe in. Look at that. The King of Cups here, he's like kind of just dipping his toe in. He's on this stable platform, but he's aware that these cycles are going to change and the tide might rise or it might fall. So he's just dipping his toe in to kind of get a sense, quite literally like sensing, extra sensory perception of what that next cycle is going to look or feel like. And then he can better make the intuitive decision about which direction he wants to go. So again, pay attention to the moon cycles because the tides and water are all ruled by that. And so is energy. Energy moves like water. It moves in cycles and vortexes in rise and fall. So let the tide carry you. If you resist the tide, you're going to make it harder on yourself because then you're going to have to paddle, right? Like let that wave carry you forward rather than ducking under it and then having to do all this extra effort to try and get back to where you would have just naturally been if you'd let go. It's tough, man. Yeah, it's tough. I get it. I've been going through something similar here. My human self has grown attached to certain things and my higher self is like, okay, but soon it's going to be time to let go and it's going to be time to grow even more. And there's a part of me that's like, well, how am I going to do that? And it's going to be stressful but I just got settled and all those things. But the soul, it's like, yes, that's fine. That's your current experience, but it's such a finite part of your larger soul self experience that it's like a blip on the radar almost. And the experience and the love and the joy that you have with the things that bring you that sense of comfort or value, that's not going to go away. That stays with you in your heart. So it's not like that's being stripped away from you entirely. It's not like, taking a toy from a baby and then having them cry. It's like really that toy is within you. That thing that you love is in your heart all the time. So even if it fades away from your physical reality, it's imprinted into your soul. If you love it, it will always be with you. And you can create more of that and new versions of that elsewhere. So really interesting messages coming up for you, pile number 3. I know that this may feel a little bit uncomfortable and there may be some resistance to this cycle. And it may not be right away. This could be coming up in the future, but I do see that time to go energy and that breathe out it's happening pretty quickly or pretty soon. So just prepare yourself for that. Connect to your intuition, feel into your soul, allow your soul to speak through you, surrender to that and allow that to allow the real sense of power and control to guide you through this with much less stress. Okay. So let go of the stress and welcome in the loving blessings because these cycles are actually going to help you. There's going to be a lot of energy to manifest here. That's going to exponentially help you to grow. And that's what you came here to do at soul level. My dear pile number 3, that's exactly what you came here to do. So I am sending you so much love and blessings and support to help you to release and let go so that you can step into this new growth cycle for yourself, that you and your higher self, your soul and your guides are all supporting. And if you are needing any additional support, I am a professional psychic medium. I do Akashic readings, psychic energy reading, and energy body healing, and tarot readings, of course, as well. So I have all of that available on my website. You can check out the listings for my services in the description box below at the link to my website there. And thank you so much for watching, and thank you for liking the video if this resonated with you, and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more of these pick a card style readings. All right, guys, I will connect to you in the next reading. Bye.